Hey there everyone, welcome to a new video. This is going to be related to my modded Skyrim Let's Play series. This is a shortish video about the mods I'm going to use. I have 194 enabled mods. There are quite a lot of those. I have a good chunk of these, about 40 or 50 are just patches, compatibility patches for other mods, so they're actually fewer than that. I'll just scroll the list in case you want to check them. I'll just spend a few extra words for some of them. Starting with Serrano Dialog edit. This mod here, it's not really an overhaul of Serrano as a character. Basically, it was found digging through the files of the game that there was a lot of content for Serrano, such more and expanded dialogues, a attitude relationship rating things depending on how you behaved and what you told her and such. So Serrano was meant to be a far more complex and realistic NPC follower, and this mod tries to unearth all those goodies. Okay, it's still a work in progress. The modder, I think it's that guy, yeah, has been working on it for quite a few years now, and he's still working on it. It's about, I think he thinks is about halfway through the really finished mod, but he has done already so much that Serrano is totally a different thing with this mod enabled. Since she's one of my most favorite characters in Skyrim, I'm certainly going to use it. Other things I might spend a few words on. Yes, overhauls. I have most, if not all, of CryptoPeer's crafting overhaul mods, as well as a full set of Sean overhauls for pretty much every aspect of the game: perks, combat, magic, faiths, shouts, pretty much everything. So it's going to be a little more than a little different than the standard Skyrim on that regard. Then I'm trying some mods that I haven't tried before. I have quite a few. I tried to go for a few graphic enhancement mods. However, I had to dump a few regarding NPCs because of the gray face bugs. Basically, when there are conflicts between mods regarding NPC, you get the it doesn't load correctly the textures of the face, so you get this. It's not really gray; it's more like a dark brown face. That's bad. So in the end, I dropped most of them. You see Cloaks. I have both Cloaks of Skyrim and Winter is Coming, because Cloaks are rather cool. Then I have several textures of both armors and other stuff. I have rustic armor, rustic clothes, medium born books, book of silence. So you should you should see some eye candies here and there. uh, then I have UMP or AMP, female body renewal. But don't worry, there are not going to be nudities in game. Then what? Yes. Talking about eye candy, I have all of BG mods. There are these follow characters and followers overhauls made by don't recall the name of the mod, but I think it should be mentioned. RXKX22, right? And if I remember correctly, the overalls of some of the female NPCs, mostly followers, or characters you can marry, or quest characters and such to make more appealing. Yes, talk about some eye candy. Same goes with improved bards, so even the bards should look a little bit prettier. Um, then other things that might be worth mentioning. This is an official Skyrim Special Edition patch, naturally. Usually it's the first mod I install, it's the actual patch, an official patch for all the broken things in the normal game, and it's the mod that got me into modding. Usually it's the first or second mod I install. However, I'm listing the mods from by enable time, so when I install and enable them, to give you some kind of timeline of how I proceed through them, installing the mods. However, I downloaded an update just a few days ago, so it's quite at the bottom of the list. It's usually on top. Then Skyrim Wastelands, I'm curious. I've never. I tried it just a little bit. Basically, this and carriage and ferry travel overhaul should take care of fast traveling. So I try to avoid doing fast traveling. If I still have to do it, I have another mod that scales the basically when you time travel, time advances, but in the standard game, it's quite different from the actual time travel. So if you go by foot running or horse, it doesn't take the same as fast traveling. That mod, that's right here on top. Sorry for the fast scrolling. It's where is it? It's not a time scale adjuster, by the way. Normally, 1 minute of real time equals 1 hour of game time. Uh, for me, it's too fast because a day lasts 24 minutes. You can change that with this mod. There it is, fast travel speed multiplier. Basically, this is been tested so that if you decide to fast travel, it takes it advances time about the same time it will take to go to one place running or horse riding. So let's going back. Cutting room floor, it adds content. It was finished, was ready to ship, but was left out of the game, so it just re-enables them. Then what? uh, a medium more content add-on. I added some retextures of a few things. I didn't add much in the way of landscape, scenery, um, grass, woods, trees, and such, because that can take quite a toll on the GPU, and I wanted to give a smooth play, a smooth playing experience. So now have some retextures of items, gear, equipment, clothes, maybe some buildings as well, water and such. I managed to get it. Oh, and last but not least, because you're going to see it first, right in the first episode, opening scene Overhaul. Um, Now, for unknown reasons, the opening scene, the one with the cart, when you get escorted to the execution site, it's what it is. However, Initiate was much more, much longer and more complex. This mod unearths that lost content and adds a few things such as custom voiceover for a character. It's quite something you have to see if you've never seen it. So I worked quite hard on getting everything sorted that it could work properly. I tested a couple of times and it works. So the opening scene is going to be different, radically different than, well, not radically, but it's going to be different with new dialogue that was actually recorded by, most of it was recorded by the original voice actors. And yes, I'm quite happy that it's working now. And basically that's it. It's still, I feel it's still bare bone. It could have so much more stuff in it, but again, the if I'm close to the number of the close to the limit of a number of mods you can enable. It's about 250, and if you won't get past that, you have to tinker with mods to merge them and stuff. I'm not good enough to do that, but for a first series, I think it's going to do pretty nicely. Okay, so I'm going to scroll through the list so you can read it. It's going to take a couple of minutes at this rate, but it's okay. There are several bug fixes and patches, because if you've played Skyrim, you know it's quite broken. So yes, but there are quite a few patches and mods that can take care of that. So right now it's not so bad. You'll see new armors and weapons, because I have immersive weapons and armors installed. So some, let's call them historically accurate. So see, things should be a little bit more interesting. Several, well, not a lot, several mods take care of small things. So probably I could dump them, I could get rid of them in favor of much larger and broader in content ones. Beehives adds basically adds hives to your mainers, and that's it. Now, if you're curious, in light blue, you'll see all the mods that I've downloaded but not activated. So a lot of hair replacer NPCs, overhauls, and such, because I wanted to install them, but they most of them give me compatibility issues, gray face bugs, and such. So in the end, I settled for some improved hair, some new hair textures, and as I said, a few chosen NPC replacers overhauls, such as the Beijing ones. There are some here stuff that I initially installed, but I removed it, such as all the followers. I initially added quite a few followers, my favorite follower mods: Marisi, Mirai, Song of the Green, Ori, Chesia, then Recorder. I really like Recorder, even if it's a mod that tends to break the fourth wall, but it does it in a clever way, so it's not so bad. It, right on the line between immersive and non-immersive. Then AI Overhaul, I tried to install it, but it gives a few troubles, so I'm leaving for another time. Inigo is one of the best follower mods, if you ask me. Really great. One thing that is worth noting is all the custom followers, most of the custom followers, I think all of them, basically they can be added to your party. You can have just one follower in the basic game. Okay, you choose between one of your housecarls, Mule, Serrano, so all the custom followers usually are added, so you can get a small party, which is, I think it's very cool. It reminds me of Baldur's Gate and such games. Having a group of 3-4 members makes combat a lot easier, and it's hard to balance that for several issues that I won't explain here. So you can add them, just have a couple of them. If you start having 4 or 5 people in your party, beside the issues of being crowded everywhere you go, it makes combat really easier. Okay, so that was it, and I'll see you in the actual Let's Play series. I hope this little video was interesting for you. Got information that about the ins and outs of modding, or modding Skyrim. And yes, I'll see you next time then. Let me get to the top. Yes, and that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with the actual gameplay. Until then, take care. Bye.